it's Katie with Hill Country Hands. Thank you for joining me again on my channel. Today's video is going to be how we transformed our daughter's crib into a full-size bed. My husband worked on putting a frame together and a bed topper for her, and we ended up using the back part of the crib still. And so it's a video on how he did that and just showing y'all how we did it in case anybody wants to do it themselves. It did save us money. It cost about $50 is what he said for the supplies. And when we were looking at toddler beds, they were a decent one, seemed to be at least $100, and we're going to use it with Hunter as well. So we thought that this was a good investment to just go ahead and do it ourselves, since my husband's handy like that and is able to do that. I wouldn't have probably thought to try this, but I'm glad that he did. Mackenzie is loving it. Say hi. Hunter's in my lap. If you hear him, that's what's going on. We're in Mackenzie's room. So we will show you how he did that and just some video of Mackenzie's first reaction to seeing her big bed. But if you want to see that, continue watching the video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Katie. I do motherhood and lifestyle videos. I do new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. I would love for you to subscribe and become a part of our growing YouTube family. So the original hope and plan was for Mackenzie to transition into our guest room bed, which is a queen size bed, before Hunter needs the crib that she was in. So we weren't going to put Hunter in the crib in his room till he was almost a year old. I think we waited till Mackenzie was about 9 or 10 months old. So we thought we had plenty of time. Mackenzie seemed content in her crib, so we thought we had a few more months to transition her, hopefully, to that queen size bed. One night she was upset that we wouldn't get her out of her crib because it was bedtime, and I was watching her on the monitor camera, and she decided to jump/fall out of the crib. And it scared me so bad to see it on my phone while it was happening. And then we just heard this really loud crash. She hit her head and she was just very upset, and it really scared us. So at that point we decided she was not going to be able to stay in the crib anymore. I felt like it scared her enough to where she probably wouldn't do it again, but I would have just been too worried to risk that. And we're really lucky that she didn't hurt herself worse than she did. The next night she actually went and stayed with her Nana because I did not get any sleep really. So my parents helped me out and took her for the night. The following night we took down the middle part of the crib because it's a transition crib. So it kind of made it into a day bed situation, and that seemed like it was going to be good. And it worked out okay, but she fell out of it. So she moves around a lot at night. We even had like a little cot pushed up against her bed in case she fell out. She fell out onto that and continued to sleep, and then she fell off of the little cot. We decided that wasn't going to work either, so we started looking into buying a toddler bed. They were just expensive for stuff that just didn't look very nice, and we weren't super happy with the selection that we found online. So my husband decided to do some measurements and see what he could do with building a frame just to add on to the crib. And we had a bed topper that my husband has had for a while, so we used that as the mattress. It has worked out really great. So I'm glad that he thought to do that, and he filmed himself doing it. So I'm glad that he shared with us how he did that, and I'm just going to share that footage with y'all now. And then at the end, I will do an update on how it's going now.
Never up, never down, never. Like a theme in a song, clever. Feeling high, feeling low at the same time. Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up, I always do. I never think, I always do. Never thought I wouldn't jump, oh what a fool. But if I fall,
young. Maybe just a little bit foolish. But I feel so young. Drunk. I've never seen you clearer than now. We're flying high, floating somewhere up in the clouds. We're going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real. Cause when we're doing our thing, we're like wheels that won't stop turning. So take me on a trip, trip, trip. Now, trip, trip, trip. Oh, flick that switch, kill the lights. Oh, wasted. City lights are shining so bright. All these empty faces, we don't care about them tonight. We're going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real. Cause when we're doing our thing, we're the wheels that won't stop turning. I know we're acting stupid, we're being dumb. Maybe just a little bit foolish, but I feel so young. Just go a little crazy and lose it. I don't care if we're dumb, it's the only way we know how to do it. You make me feel so young. Oh, 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 oh.
So this is the crib we're going to kind of renovate into a double bed. I'll show you in a minute how easily it comes apart. But she decided to jump out of it 3 nights ago. Yeah, she's grumpy now. But she decided to jump out of it 3 nights ago and fell on the floor, and we heard her crash. So we decided that's it. Unfortunately, yeah, see her climbing?
She's climbing right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, so we took it apart. Come here. You want to help? Let's see. Let's see. I've already got it halfway apart.
Okay. Somebody needs a nap.
Oh no. You didn't have time for you, Joe? So when you bring this apart, so look, what is that? What is it?
So that's the way it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
right? Because it's a convertible.
Yeah, so it's
crib.
like a day bed, I guess, or whatever they call that. However, because she is crazy at night and goes all over the crib, she fell out of it the first night that we did it. We actually had this little cot over here. We had this cot over here, and Katie happened to look in and see her laying on the cot. So obviously she fell off.
She slept on the cot for a couple of hours. I kept checking on her because I was up with Hunter, and she slept on the cot for a couple of hours. But then I guess at some point she was pretty close to the edge because it's not very big. So I think she woke up. She slept fine until she fell off.
Yeah. So I think that because of that, we're
Hey, stop
gonna
that.
renovate it. I've already measured it. We do have a double mattress or a full mattress that'll fit on it. I'm gonna make a frame for it, and then that way Katie and I can come and lay down with her and kind of put her to sleep, and then just leave, and then it'll be a solid frame for all of us to lay on, and it'll be bigger. When she does take a nap with Katie, she doesn't really move a ton on a bigger bed. So yeah. So hopefully it'll work, and she won't be falling out again. And if she does, it's going to be fairly low to the ground. It's just going to barely be above that. It's only about 9 inches off the ground.
Sit down, please.
If she does, she does. I fell out as a kid,
I
so
mean, we can't make it too much bigger. We do have the queen size for her to transition into after that, but I mean,
Yeah.
if she's gonna fall out of a double, she's probably gonna fall out of a queen.
yeah. And the queen is significantly higher. It's probably 18 inches off the ground, whereas this is half that off the ground once we get everything, the thinner mattress and everything on there. So this is the start of it, and then I'm gonna go make a frame and then get the mattress on it and then get some new sheets. I bought some new sheets to put on it, and we'll get it going.
Hopefully it works, but it worked out pretty good last night. I think she was exhausted, so hopefully tonight will still be as good. But I think she would have kept sleeping if she hadn't fallen off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see how it
But
goes.
you enjoy your bounciness, don't you?
But I think this is a really good plan because we were looking at buying a toddler bed, and they're expensive for something that she's not going to use for very long. We're hoping to not have to buy another crib, so we're hoping she can transition into a queen size bed before Hunter needs it in a couple months.
So it just makes it better than buying something that we'll literally have to get rid of or throw away. at least we'll be able to keep that until they, he'll probably be on it until he's 5 years old at least. So that's a good 5 years we'll get out of it. So it was worth spending it. The wood was about $40, and then the hardware was like $5. So something that winds up being a double bed that we'll be able to keep for a while, as opposed to a toddler mattress for twice the price. I think it's worth it, and it'll be more sturdy. Any comments there, kid? Huh?
No.
Tell them bye.
Oh, you ready to
Blow kisses.
Say bye.
Blow kisses. Say bye. Say bye.
She's like, ooh.
Say bye. Good girl. All right, so let's get started.
Okay,
Ah,
nap
let's get
time for
started.
this one.
Nap time.
Come on.
Nap time. Oh, okay, take a nap.
Give me love, give me all your love, oh, 'cause I want you. No one else makes me feel this way, don't know what you do. Hold my hand, could you hold my hand, look me in the eyes. You and me.
All right, guys, there it is. It is ready for Mackenzie to start sleeping in. It is a full-size bed. You can see it fits in her crib perfectly. There is a little bit of a area where the frame, I don't know if you can see that or not, there's a little metal bracket that's holding the spring up on the bed, but it's just on those two sides over there, so it's not too bad. But all in all, I think it looks pretty good. For less than $50, we have another full or double size bed, and it should last a really long time. It's nice and sturdy. It doesn't rock. I was afraid it might rock a little bit just from, the measurements, and maybe warping of the floor or something like that. But it's sturdy. It doesn't rock. If it did, I've got some wood shims that I could put underneath the legs. I feel like if it's not sturdy enough, there's plenty of places underneath I can add a couple more legs to. Currently I just have 4 legs underneath it, one in each corner, but it only really goes from here to here. All of this over here is supported by the crib. So I only needed to support these 4 areas right here. So I feel like that's enough for Mackenzie and for the limited amount of time we're going to be on it, which is really just to put her in bed and try to get her to go to sleep. The height, you can see, it's really not that high. I'll get this little baby here so you can kind of see how high it is. It's probably about 9.5, 10 inches off the ground, which is way better than what it was before. That mattress on the crib was pretty thick, so it actually was a couple more inches above that. So that going down to that little cot, I guess you could say, was only a few inches, but it was still quite a drop. But I feel like if she's up in, this area right here, sleeping, that she's got this whole area to be able to roll around to before falling out. And, like Katie and I were saying before, if she does, she's just gonna have to learn. It's a double-sized bed or a full bed, so she needs to be able to stay in it. I don't think I'm gonna need to screw it to the crib. It actually slid in perfect, and it's a good, inch inside those legs. So I feel like it's gonna be sturdy enough, and the thing's pretty heavy. It's probably a good 80 pounds of wood, so I don't think it's gonna move that easy. So, if she's jumping on it, I don't think it's going to move. The whole frame moves. It's pretty tight in between those. Carrying that baby. It's pretty tight in between this leg and this leg. So, because it's so snug, I don't think it's going to move much at all. And if it does, I can always just attach it, through there. Just drill a hole and then do one screw in each side, and then it's for sure not going to go anywhere. But I think it turned out pretty good. Saved us, $100 plus the fact that we'll be able to use it for a really long time. It's nice and sturdy. I know those toddler beds, after they're about 4 or 5, I feel like they're probably a little too big for it. But this, they can use up until, they're maybe a teenager. Who knows? If they like it, But we have a queen size sleigh bed that used to be ours that we'll give to Mackenzie first, and then when he gets older, we'll probably get another queen size bed. I just feel like that's good for guests to come over. You can have 2 people sleep in a queen size bed, and there's plenty of room. This one, I mean, you definitely have to be together to be sleeping it. Katie and I actually slept on this mattress for a long time before getting a really nice full size bed, and then before getting her bed to the house. So yeah, I think it looked pretty good. I hope Katie likes it, and more importantly, I hope Mackenzie likes it and stays in it. So they're napping right now, so we're gonna get their reaction when they wake up. So we'll see what they think.
Whoa! Oh, look, all your babies are here.
Oh, what do you think?
This is so much better, isn't it?
Oh, you got a big girl bed. Now what?
You like it?
What do you think? Oh, you don't want those? Okay.
Okay. Those aren't
So,
yours.
those
Those
are
aren't
decorative. We don't need decorative. Here, I'll take that one. Okay, there you go. Oh,
Oh my goodness.
oh,
Your
okay.
babies?
Put your baby out. Oh, okay. Put your other baby out.
Oh, wow. It's not as bouncy.
No. Well, that's the bed. It was about 3.5 hours to 4 hours of work. I did have to use some cedar fence slats because I forgot to buy some thin plywood to put over the top. I didn't want it to flex too much more with us in here than Mackenzie, so I did use that. But it worked pretty good, and it's got a good little aroma, and it'll kind of repel insects, which will be good. But it works pretty good. It's a little flexy up there, but we're not going to be up there very much. Just mostly this part when we're putting her to sleep. But I'm pretty excited about it, and as you saw, she definitely is excited about it. What do you think?
She definitely was happy and excited to see it, and I think that she'll do better and probably not roll off, hopefully. And if she does, I don't know what else to do about it.
At this point, she's just going to have to learn to be in bed. It's a big bed, so
It should be more than enough room for her.
yeah, way more than what she needs. But it worked out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. We'll see how long we need it for her.
I'm excited for her to use it tonight.
Yep. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
So as you could see in the video, she's really excited about her new bed. She loves her room. She spends a lot of time in her room now, just like playing and sitting on her bed. She's doing really well, I think, for the most part. Justin does have to go in her room and rock her and pretty much make sure she's asleep before he leaves the room at this point, because she just gets upset being in there by herself. She wakes up in the middle of the night, she'll still cry, and we have to come try to get her to go back to sleep. But when she wakes up in the morning, she's doing better. She's starting to do what she used to do in her crib, which is kind of just wake up slowly on her own, and sometimes she'll spend about an hour just slowly waking up, not crying, just hanging out, laying around in bed. So she's definitely getting more used to it. The baby gate did not work. We put that on there, that way we could leave the door open, because I had heard that if you leave the door open, maybe they won't be as scared that they're in their room by themselves. But the second night, she was climbing over the baby gate, like on top of it. So we just felt like that was dangerous, so now we just have the door shut. And another thing that we tried was to put our dog Lily, we have a black lab that's really good with Mackenzie. They love each other, and we put her bed in her room and decided maybe if Lily slept in her room, she'd feel more comfortable. She seems to really like Lily sleeping in her room, and they've been like cuddled up before when I've watched them on the camera. But Lily has allergies, and she wakes up in the middle of the night and like shakes her head or chews on her paws a little bit. Despite me giving her some medications and stuff, she still just has allergies pretty bad. And she's been waking her up some. And when she does her little head shake thing, it really scares Mackenzie. It startles her. So the last few nights we have recently taken Lily out of her room, which Lily's sad. And I think Mackenzie probably misses her being in here, but it's just interrupting her sleep. So right now, whenever she's still getting used to sleeping in here, we're just not going to let Lily sleep in here. We're hoping, though, once she gets a little bit more used to it, that we can let Lily come back in here, because I think that that does help. Let me know if you have any questions about how we built the bed frame or the bed or anything like that, and I will answer them as best I can or ask my husband. And I hope that it gives you a good idea. Another thing that we did was Justin had bought her some cute sheets, just that like blue color that you saw in the video, and he had put like our little snowflake blanket on it to kind of make it like frozen, because she loves that. And then my mom ordered her some frozen sheets, which she was really excited about. So I do think that that is a good tip if you're trying to transition your kids to a big kid bed or just a normal size bed, is to get them some cute sheets. I also heard that if you let them pick them out, that's really good, just to help get them involved and ready to be in their bed. But she definitely loves her sheets and her blankets and pillows, and she's really excited that she gets to have those things now that she's out of her crib. So I hope this was a helpful video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Say sorry if I was kind of loud during the video. Say bye. Who's that baby? Who's that little baby?
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on